Brett Claydon as a big favourite in a leg he won't be too happy with. He's already thrown 18 darts in this leg.
Ball for the match.
101.
Claydon misses the first match dart of the game. Big ask though for Jim McIntosh, you'd say.
He's not capable of giving himself the opportunity. So Brett
32.
Claydon back 25.
Brett, you require 25
for the first 2 points of Group C.
Double 8. Well, it's
Game
a scrappy
shot.
last leg, but Brett Claydon
Claydon
does get the job done against Jim McIntosh. It wasn't a stellar contest to start off Group C. Jim McIntosh will have been pleased with his scoring, at least in the first part of the game, but the problem is on the outer ring. Only 1 from 8. Brett Claydon, solid enough, 1 in every 3 of his darts hitting the outer ring. An 80 average, he'll hope to improve. Coming up after the break, we have got Darren Johnson against Johan Enstrom.
Game shot on the first leg.
That's pretty good.
Johan Enstrom.
Clinical from Johan Enstrom. Go on then, bull 25 bull. No, he decides to go the less flashy route.
86.
Long way adrift.
Johan,
Bull has not
20.
been Darren Johnson's friend in this game.
Game shot on the 6th
Well, if you
leg.
like
Johan
tops, you
Enstrom.
must like 10s, because that's obviously the next target in line, and he polishes that up straight away and takes us to a last
7th and
leg
final leg.
shootout.
It's Darren to throw first.
Darren Johnson with the advantage of throw.
Both players thrown 18 darts. Both players left on double top. Darren Johnson gets the first pop. I think he thought that was in when he leaned over. Darren Johnson cannot find
Johan,
the winning dart.
40.
3 from 19 on the doubles. And Johan Enstrom pins tops for what really was a real steal. Darren Johnson created so many more opportunities on the outer ring. Johan Enstrom, you can see him holding his hands up in the air. Not a great performance from the Swede, but a win's a win's a win. He gets his first points on the board in this Group C campaign. And coming up after the break, we've got Alan Norris against the Champions Week winner, Jim McKuen. Well, he really could have rescued that had he found the treble 20 to leave his favourite tops. He doesn't. Alan Norris might get 2 darts at a double to win this match. Bit of a surprise in the early stages of Group C. Tops for Norris, and he pins it straight off. And Alan Norris gets the job done on Jim McKuen. A bit of a surprise result between the 2 players, just exchanging a few words. There was a fly by the looks of things, putting both players off at the start of the match, and maybe that played its part. Alan Norris, a 4-2 success over Jim McKuen. After the break, we're going to see the return of Jim McIntosh and Darren Johnson.
For a double breaker throw. A 3-0 lead. 1 away from his first point.
Shot on the 3rd leg. Darren Johnson.
When you're Macintosh and things aren't going right for you, you tend to find that those just go in this game. Finally gets one. It's going to be a double 19.
62.
It's unable to go. Johnson
18.
for the points.
Great at double 9. Darren Johnson does get his first point on the board. Far from a stellar display from the Yorkshireman once again. Jim McIntosh really, really struggling. No dart at a double for the Faroese thrower right until the very last leg. He missed double 19. Darren Johnson pounced all over it. He won't be pleased with his performances in Group C so far, but Darren Johnson does get points on the board. Coming up next, we've got Jim McKuen against Brett Claydon.
Just enough, just so he's in touch. He's always giving himself a bit of an opportunity.
Well, it's a superb adjustment from McKuen, because that first start at double 12 offered no guidance whatsoever.
A shot at this in the opening leg to break Jim McKuen. Well, a shot at it now to take us all the way. This time he's able to land. So he gives himself 3 match starts. McEwen doesn't fancy himself to leave him sat, poised, waiting. If Brett Claydon misses.
77. Brett, you require 40.
Jim McKuen leaves 99, just like what Jan McIntosh did in our last game. Brett Claydon wants tops.
Game shot, and
A
the match.
super
Brett
performance
Claydon.
from Brett Claydon. Means it is 2 wins from 2 now for the Shredder. The best performance we've seen today so far, an average of just shy of 96. Couple of 180s and a lot of 140s. It was clinical with the scoring. Jim McKuen is beaten twice in 2 games. A lot to ponder for the Scotsman. Coming up after the break, we've got the return of Johan Enstrom against Alan Norris in this group of players. I suppose if you take away the McEwen achievements in Modus Super Series, he's going for the bull.
Game
Oh, and
shot
he
on
pins
the
the
first
bull.
leg. Alan Norris.
Lovely start for Alan Norris. A completely... Play team. He's tops.
Game shot on
Johan
the fourth
Enstrom
leg.
has levelled
Johan
this game
Enstrom.
up. Alan Norris won the first 2 legs, and steady on Alan. It was only a 75 checkout. Is that fist bump worthy? Gun celebration from Dom Taylor and Tommy Morris last week. Treble 19. It's double 18. Oh, it's
Game shot on the
lovely
sixth
from
leg.
Johan Enstrom.
Enstrom.
What a way to break the throw and to give himself the darts for the last leg.
Johan, you require 144.
He's landed some big haymakers here on the Alan Norris chin. Double 12.
Game shot and the
What
match.
a finish
Johan
there from
Enstrom.
Johan Enstrom. It's not been going his way this week, despite the fact the performance has been there. But eventually, it has to turn the other way.
Jim, you require 121.
I could go bull here. Treble 20. Leaves double 18. And there
Shot on
is the
second
real
leg.
Jim McEwen.
Jim McEwen.
You asked for him to stand up and be countered, and he's responded. Five or 13, the logical options. Goes 13. A double 16.
Game shot on the third
Very
leg.
nicely
Jan
done from Jan
McIntosh.
McIntosh.
Say the last darts that he will throw in this match.
3 for the Madhouse.
Three.
Jim McEwen spurns
Jan, you
more
require
match darts.
20.
Is there another twist in the tail? Yes, there
Shot on
is.
the
Jan
sixth leg.
McIntosh
Jan
with another break
McIntosh.
of throw. And incredibly enough, he has the darts in the decider.
Seventh
Jim
and final
McEwen
leg.
looks
It's
like
Jan
he's
to
seen a
throw
ghost.
first.
He looks like
Game
he's
on.
seen the figure on the back of his shirt.
Well, you'd expect he's going to get another 2 match darts. But that might be all he gets, because McIntosh is setting up his own shot.
100. Jimmy require 48.
Can he get over the line on this occasion?
Tops for McEwen.
Game
And
shot. And the
finally,
match.
he
Jim
gets his
McEwen.
first win on the board. Apologetic towards Jan McIntosh. Jim McEwen probably had the measure of the Faroese thrower throughout that game, in terms of the scoring at least. Much superior on the average. McIntosh made it difficult. The 105 checkout, one of the highlights of his week so far. Jim McEwen ultimately showed a bit too much class, though. He's got some points on the board. Coming up next, we have got Darren Johnson against Alan Norris.
Start through the air with control and precision. Like that. Options. He goes for 2 tops, and I tell you what, that's sat perfect for Norris.
Game shot on the second leg. Alan Norris.
Welcome to the party, Alan Norris. A beautiful 140 finish. There's another fist palm, another one.
Darren, you require 116.
Look at the scoreboard. Absolutely level pegging. Johnson wants tops.
Game shot on the fifth leg.
And
Darren
he gets
Johnson.
in front. Another ton plus checkout. No fist bump. This. Oh, yes, there is a fist bump. Set
Darren,
up.
you require 95.
Gone aggressive. He's gone direct for it. Now needs to be perfect. 88 left. Got options. 16s or 20s. He's been throwing at 20s the whole game. Why not go back up there? And what a saviour for Darren Johnson. We thought the opportunity had passed itself by when he hit the big 7. Great finish there to rectify the situation. And Johnson gets the points on the board. Points on the board which would and does move him temporarily top of the table. Alan Norris takes his second defeat of the day. Good battle between the two players. Coming up next, Claydon takes on Johan Henstrom. Means that Johan would need a treble on return if he does return. There's the bullseye for Claydon.
Game shot on the third leg.
Claydon finds the bullseye, finds the middle of the board, takes the lead here against Johan Enstrom.
The biggest checkout of the day. Double 18. Oh, Claydon.
Johan, you require
just lands
87.
it outside. Might need to be one at the bull. Or 2 at double 18. And that is how you finish on double 18.
Johan Enstrom.
And this time, Matt, you're absolutely right. We are going to a last leg.
Force your opponent to go out in 12, and if they do, fair play. This is an opportunity for Claydon. In 15 darts or less, it's a 14 darter there for Claydon to get the point. So he's the player who goes top of the table on 6. He's unbeaten today. Who's going to be the first man to stop Claydon? Coming up next, Jim McKuen, Darren Johnson.
Oh, he was saying to Jim McKuen, you're not going to take out 170. 30. He neglected the choice of going to the 18s.
170.
The gamble may pay off, but he wasn't able to leave a finish there from 88 on the single darter, so he's still going to have to use one.
Darren, you require 58.
18 for tops. For tops.
Game shot and the match.
And Darren Johnson gets over the line. Another mini upset in terms of what we expected at the start of the day. The 8-15 favourite, Jim McKuen, played 4, lost 3. Darren Johnson, it's the opposite. He's played 4, he's won 3, he's top of the table. Coming up next, Johan Enstrom, Macintosh.
Johan, you require 126.
Need to go for the bull. He's not going to get a chance to go for it anyway. I think he'll have fancied that as well, the way he's been playing in this match.
You could tell the reaction there from... Oh,
118.
Wow. That's the word I'm going to use to summarise this so far. Wow. This is a wow performance.
32. Johan, you require 8. Game shot on the third leg. Johan Enstrom.
Done that a few times now.
80.
It's 1 tops required for Johan Enstrom to polish off a perfect performance where he's running at the ice cream average.
100. Johan, you require 40.
Tops then for Johan Enstrom.
Game shot
he gets
and the match. Johan
It is
Enstrom.
the best performance we've seen from any player today. It didn't quite reach the ton level as Johan Enstrom was very much threatening in the early stages, but he was simply too strong for Jim McIntosh. He joins Darren Johnson and Claydon on 6 points. Coming up next, we've got Alan Norris against Claydon. You would think he'll have 6 darts to finish 74. He might only need 2.
Game shot.
It was 3, and Claydon continues his conquering of Group C. It is now 4 wins from 4 for the Shredder. That showed a different side to his game, one that meant he had to dig deep to beat Alan Norris. Got that crucial 180 in the last leg to win by 4 legs to 2. Coming up next, we've got a hugely important contest between Johan Enstrom and Jim McKuen.
Very fickle thing, the mind of a dart player.
It's amazing how we're talking about Jim McKuen playing poorly. Potentially on a 14 darter. There's nothing poor about that.
87.
Treble 17 then, first port of call. You go 20 bull. No, he doesn't. Goes for the gamble. And the gamble pays off.
Second leg, Jim McKuen.
Great leg from Jim McKuen, a 15 darter. But he'll feel confident on his favourite target. Johan Enstrom just calming himself down, composing himself. A long way off. And so's that.
Jim,
huge chance
32.
missed.
Adrenaline. That's all that was. Just getting excited, the adrenaline pumping, unable to control it. Jim McKuen
Game shot
keeps his fate under control. You can see the frustration for Johan Enstrom. He had an opportunity to kick himself into a good position, but instead, Jim McKuen is still in the hunt. He'll be back tomorrow, as will Johan Enstrom. But coming up next, it's Brett Claydon, Darren Johnson.
Game shot and the match, Darren Johnson.
And Darren Johnson has completed a remarkable comeback against Brett Claydon. The shredder was 3-0 up, but his unbeaten record has been shredded by the Yorkshireman Darren Johnson. Neither player can quite believe their luck. Darren Johnson in particular, it was not pretty, particularly on the outer ring, only averaging sub 75, but Darren Johnson gets the victory. He goes top of the Group C table. Coming up next, we've got the final match of the afternoon session as Jim McIntosh plays Alan Norris. Might have to check this out on the bull. Now could go tops. He does. Another one. Oh, it's beautiful from Jim McIntosh.
Alan, you require 80.
Tops. Why not?
Game shot on the fourth leg, Alan Norris.
That's what you can do, Alan.
60.
The rest of the competition. Quick as a flash, 140. Tops now for McIntosh to get his first win of the day.
Game shot
and he
the
pins
match,
double 10 for just his third Modus Super Series win of the week. Don't leave him hanging, Jan. Alan Norris's day ends on a real sour note. Jan McIntosh with his first plus 80 average of the day so far. 50% on the checkouts. Very, very good on the outer ring. Alan Norris, a lot to think about tomorrow. Both these players level on 2 points as the day ends with the Faroese thrower Jim McIntosh beating Alan Norris by 4 legs to 1.
Indeed he does. Thank you very much, Dan. And for Jan, a victory which will give him a lot of confidence. I think it felt like, to a certain extent, Group A may have just dented that a little bit.
Yeah, and tired, fatigue, all those things kicking in as well. He said to me at the start of the day, he's never played so many darts, certainly over a short period of time. So something to leave with there for Jan, but I do feel like this group's probably already gone for him.
Yeah, let's have a look and tell you what has happened today in Group C. 15 games have come and gone, and really the story of the day has been the fact that we've had so many games go to a last leg decider.
Thus the tightness of this group. When you look at a group like this, there's been so many holds a throw and people struggling to get those breaks, which is why we've had a lot of games go the distance. Really tight group that's going to give us a great story tomorrow.
It most certainly is. Well, let's have a look at Johan Enstrom then, because he really has improved, hasn't he, from his Group A performances. We expected something maybe just to dip up in his direction, and that's been the case.
Oh, he's been fantastic today, and sort of that middle part of the day, running well over 100 average, at one point, 112. He's been so much more composed, and he just lost that little bit of composure at the end of the day, which sort of... he ended up losing that game. We could see the frustration. We could see the opportunity he had to move on to 8 points as well. But, wow, what a group we've now got going into tomorrow.
Indeed, we do. Things are set up quite nicely. Alan Norris, what would be your overall assessment of his day? Do you feel like he's left points out there today?
I would love to ask him, because he'd give you a full debrief on what it's been like. It's not been good enough. It's been a long way off. We was hopeful of it when he came here. He started well, but that's been the story of Alan Norris. He starts well in these groups and tails off as they go. And maybe this is just a sign now of how Alan Norris's game is, and now playing with a bit more fatigue, a bit more age, and those injuries and those battle scars just wearing thick.
That was a lovely 140 finish, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's been doing bits. He's had good bits in the day, but that's it at the moment for Alan Norris. Glimpses, and that is frustrating when you can see signs, but not putting the whole package together.
From glimpses of Norris to consistency of Claydon, looked like he was going to shred the complete opposition, the complete field. He had the opportunity to go 5-on-5, just missed out on the last one, but that shouldn't go against the level of play we saw from him today. Someone that you did tip at the start.
Yeah, and he'll be disappointed. Absolutely. He was well and truly on for the 5-from-5, the 10 points. He had plenty of chances. He came back to the board many times, 3 darts in hand. Couldn't see Darren Johnson off. Darren Johnson came back and got that victory. Claydon, despite winning 4, people only remember the last bit. He would have left here disappointed.
Indeed he would. This is him getting the better of Alan Norris to seal a 4-2 success. But as you say, that one defeat came to Darren Johnson, who is preparing for a tilt at the Lakeside title next week. On the basis of today, how would you assess his chances going there?
On the basis of today, work to be done. On the basis of what we've seen this year, he's got a bit of a chance. He's been playing some good darts this year. He's been playing with Martin Turner in the pairs. They've picked up a couple of titles. He's been made the final at Sweden very recently, which is a silver-ranked event. So Darren Johnson's been doing good bits throughout the year. On the basis of today, maybe not, but it's a 365-day year, not one.
Indeed it is, although next year's 366. Right, let's have a look at the table following the end of the first day's play. Darren Johnson and Brett Claydon joint top of the table, 8 points each to their name. Johan Enstrom in third position, just a couple of points behind. But Jim McKuen, the defending champion, has got work to do on the 5th and final day if he's going to keep that crown.
Going into the last couple of games, Jim McKuen could have been having hardly any hope. The results have gone perfect for Jim McKuen. Jim McKuen is now back in with an opportunity based on how the games and the results have gone. Would not be surprised to see him steal a place.
Be interested to see how that culminates tomorrow. But Group B is going to get underway tonight. We can have a look at the tournament bracket now for you. We know Jake McMillan is into Saturday's finals, the winner of Group A. But you look at Group B tonight, look, we know what Leonard Gates can do on the telly this year. We've seen glimpses of James Richardson. Chaz Barstow, we've seen so much good stuff from him in recent times. But will he feel like he needs to make, not a point to prove, but will feel like on that stage he'll want to put in the performances that we saw from him in Southampton?
The problem Chaz Barstow's got is every time he comes to something like this, we always talk about that year he had when he made the World Championship, the game with Michael van Gerwen. He's got to forget that year. That was 1 year, and that was a few years ago now. And we always use that as a base and what we talk about Chaz Barstow. Can he live up to that expectation? Well, history's told us he can't. What he's got to do now, he's got to write a new year. He's got to write a new chapter. Turn the page, start again, and begin that story. Forget what happened a few years ago, because that now is well and truly in the past, and build on showing us the next level of Chaz Barstow.
Right, I'll see you a couple of hours.
You will do. Looking forward to it. It's going to be a good group tonight in Group B.
Right, you rehydrate. We'll see you at 10 o'clock tonight here on Sporty Stuff TV and on the Super Series YouTube channel for all the action from Group B. But as far as Group C is concerned, well, the Shredder, well, he is top of the pile. But don't discredit the DJ turning the records.